Babylon 5 might not be dead after all. It could actually still make it to our screens. Welcome to Scitrek, our sci-fi TV and movie channel. So a couple of months ago, I did a video and I was telling you that sources that I speak to at Warner Brothers had told me that Babylon 5 was dead, that there was absolutely no chance it was going to be resurrected, and we were not going to be getting the reboot that J. Michael Straczynski had promised us. However, now it seems that there might have been a change of plan. Now, I've also told you in previous videos that it was almost no chance that this was going to be got onto the CW, that actually Warner Brothers would really like Babylon 5 for HBO Max. Now, that, I'm being told, is still the case. But I do have to make the point that it's actually not necessarily completely up to Warner Brothers. The CW have to relinquish Babylon 5 because they actually do have, contractually speaking, first dibs. But Warner Brothers would be making the TV show. They own the TV show. They own Babylon 5. It's completely up to them what happens to the project moving forwards. Now, J. Michael Straczynski is still talking about this a lot on Twitter. He hoped to have a decision months ago, but we're still waiting. But why?
I do not like little brown things with 8 legs. I do not like anything with 8 legs. Well, except for the Vinzini. But only because they are terrible at cards. Something to do with compound eyes, I think. I want this thing dead!
Well, the reason is because of everything going on at Warner Brothers Discovery. It's been well documented that the new CEO, David Zaslav, just walked into a complete mess at Warner Brothers. He actually cut loads and loads of projects. The main reason why is because Warner Brothers is massively in debt. I mean, seriously in debt. They owe $50 billion. And actually, at the end of 2024, at least $5 billion of that is due to be repaid. So they need to cut costs. Now, it's not just that, though, that's been a bit of a problem at Warner Brothers. They've also wanted to change the creative direction of lots and lots of projects. I'm actually told by several sources that Batgirl, the main reason why it was dumped was not really financial, it was creative. It wasn't necessarily that it was a bad film. It was just continuing Warner Brothers and the DCEU down a path that they no longer wanted to take.
There you see! This will teach you to trifle with the Centauri.
So, even though they'd already spent nearly $90 million, and it wouldn't have actually cost a lot more to get the movie to a position where it could have at least gone on to HBO, they could have maybe got some of that money returned, they decided actually just to completely scrap the project and move on. Now, the same really is going to be said for Black Adam. Now, by the time David Zaslav came into his post, Black Adam was also virtually done. And also, you're not going to scrap a project with The Rock in just on the off chance that it makes a fortune. But it didn't. It didn't do very well, particularly. And, you know, it didn't exactly bomb at the box office, but it didn't actually explode it either. So the chances of us seeing the Black Adam on the screens in the future is now virtually nil. We're also not going to be seeing any more Henry Cavill Supermans or several of the Batman projects that were being looked at.
You are smaller. There are more of you. There are more of you!
Now, Warner Brothers are saying that they have finished the cull, that there is going to be no major projects cancelled going forwards, and now we're looking at some new exciting projects. And I think we're going to get to see a real direction very shortly on where they're going with the Warner Brothers, and particularly for me, where they're going to be taking DC. I think they're going to be taking a slightly different route, and we might not see many of the really big characters from DC Comics in the future, and they might focus on some more of the lesser characters. But let's see what happens. But going back to Babylon 5, So why has it now been resurrected? Well, according to my sources, it was never really dead. It was just pushed to the back burner and looked like it would be.
I swear they are evolving right before my eyes. If you see something this big with 8 legs coming your way, let me know. I have to kill it before it develops language skills.
They had other much bigger fish to fry, and they weren't really concerned with what was going on with Babylon 5. So the project kind of got forgotten about a little bit just for a few months. But now is back in, and they are continuing conversations. Apparently, meetings will be happening at some point in the very near future with J. Michael Straczynski and the CW. Now, the CW network has been sold itself. Nexstar, the new owners of the CW, are really moving away from lots of these quite expensive projects. The Flash is in its last series. We're really seeing the end of the Arrowverse entirely. They have repeatedly said that they would like to move more towards sort of reality TV, stuff that actually a lot of people, not me, but a lot of people do watch, and it's actually incredibly cheap to produce. So where does Babylon 5 really fit in with that? I would argue it doesn't. But on something like HBO Max, oh hell, that could work. Now, apparently, as I said at the start of the video, Warner Brothers don't have complete control over that decision. If the CW decide they're going to take Babylon 5 and they're going to make a new show, Warner Brothers will make it, and that's where it'll go. And Warner Brothers, again, I'm told, will push for it to appear on HBO Max at a later date. That is something that they've done with other projects in the past. So, another option, apparently, according to the source I've been speaking to, and again, this is just their opinion, but I can't exactly tell you where they work, but they are close to the source, that actually one thing HBO Max would like to do is maybe have a slightly watered down version that would go onto the CW of Babylon 5, and then have sort of like a director's cut of the same series appear on HBO Max. So, for example, if it's an hour-long TV show, they're only generally like 40 minutes once you take the adverts out. So you could put something on the CW that would say 40, 45 minutes long, put in the adverts, still made sense, but had a lot of the, like the darker stuff maybe edited out or more heavily edited. Then you put the director's cut, the full 1 hour episode on HBO Max. So the people in the CW get what they want, and HBO Max get what they want. And to be honest, for me, I'm watching the HBO Max director's cut version where I actually want to see, a bit of swearing, a bit of violence, a bit of what have you. Things that would be watered down and taken out of the CW version. So let's hope that this project, even though it looked like it was dead as a doornail, can be resurrected like the phoenix from the flames, and that we could get to see this hard rebooted retelling of the Babylon 5 story with a modern twist. Now, I know that I'm going to get comments saying that a modern telling of the original story isn't necessary, but J. Michael Straczynski, at the end of the day, wants to make this. He wants to tell this story, and who are we to tell him he can't? So let's just see what Warner Brothers, HBO Max, the CW decide, and let's see if we get Babylon 5 back on our screens. Please get in the comments and tell me exactly what you think of this news. Is this something you'd be excited by? Or is this something you just go, you know what, I'll just watch the originals. It was better anyway. Get in the comments and tell me exactly what you think. If you are new to the channel, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. It really helps us out, and you would never miss any of our new videos. Also, if you want to support the channel and you enjoy the content, consider hitting the join button. As always, please stay safe, and I'll see you next time.